Oh, Uncle Milty here from Brookline Synthetics. This week, no car shows, no drag racing. Today was fleet maintenance. So we got the 2021 Dodge Ram with the 5.7 Hemi with the Eco Boost. That's what they call it. Just did the first oil change. 10,000 mile mark hit already. Truck's like 3 months old. Took their stuff out, and I see that Ram is calling for this truck to have a full synthetic oil. So I'm not sure what they had, because I know they were notorious for the synthetic blends. But that stuff's out, and of course the AMSOIL is in. I went with the Signature Series. 5 weight 20 is what they are calling for. 7 quarts with the filter if you're changing the filter. And I used the Mopar filter. For some reason AMSOIL didn't carry the filter for the 2021 Ram 1500. So 7 quarts in, 7 quarts out, new filter in. Of course, this is guaranteed for 25,000 miles or a year. So what I'm going to do is, being that I'm not using an AMSOIL oil filter, I think at 10,000 miles I'm going to pull a sample and send it into the lab and see what they're saying about the health of the engine and the oil, if I can continue driving. And then 5,000 miles after that, 5,000 miles after that, depending on what the results are coming back for. So the 20, and they're empty because I changed this already. The 2020 I had was the V6, and I put 520 in that as well, but that one did not make the 25,000 miles. That had an issue with the water-cooled alternator, and they bought that truck back for me and put me in this one. So before I put the Signature Series in, I always recommend using the flush, the AMSOIL flush. It's good for transmissions and engine. But you want to run a bottle of this for 10 minutes and then flush everything out while it's still hot, and then it actually preps the engine for some full synthetic. So far for the 2021 5.7 Hemi with the Eco Boost, 5 weight 20 AMSOIL, 7 quarts with a filter. I use the Mopar filter. I recommend you do the same. But before you do that, dump a bottle of flush in there. AMSOIL flush. Run it for 10 minutes. Drain it all out. Get it all out of there. Once that's done, then I'm going to get into the size of the bolts and the torques and all that other stuff. But after you change your oil, you're going to notice that oil is going to spill over the K-frame and under the front differential. It's just going to make a mess. So follow it up. Can of AMSOIL brake clean. Spray that on the chassis. Spray that everywhere on the K-frame. It gets all of the oil that you changed up. Clean it up, and you'll be done with it. The nut underneath on the oil pan is a 13 millimeter. Just be careful when you take that off. It has a small cork ring around it. I thought it was cork. Maybe not cork, maybe another material. But it was a soft material. It's acting like a gasket. And it's probably 25 pounds, foot-pounds of torque. Don't go crazy on it. The filter, however, it's on the passenger side and the engine in the front, but right over the steering, the rack and pinion. So I couldn't exactly get an oil filter cup underneath it. I couldn't exactly get an oil filter wrench underneath it. I had on some work gloves and I couldn't unscrew it by hand, because we all know your oil filter is supposed to be tightened by hand. But okay, what I was able to do was to get a channel lock, a large channel lock, not large but lengthy. If you're doing this on a set of ramps like I did, you could drive the truck up on a ramp, and while the truck is up on the ramps, you're able to sit up in between the engine and the radiator. And I'm a big guy and I fit up under there okay, and I'm almost 6 feet. So like I said, get up on the ramps, get the truck up on the ramps, and then you're able to get up underneath there in front of the engine. So you're looking at the engine this way, the radiator's behind you, and with some long channel locks, I was able to go on top of the K-member and get a couple of turns and loosen it up, and then by hand I spent it completely off. Same thing going in. I topped it off with oil, I took oil and put it around the rubber seal, screwed it up by hand, but I tightened it by hand. But with these big gorilla hands, I really put a good tighten on it. Sprayed it with the brake cleaner and cleaned up behind myself. Put the 7 quarts in. Checked the stick, make sure that I was where I needed to be on the stick, and I was good. Cleaned up everything underneath. Torqued down the oil filter. Not the oil filter. I torqued down the oil plug. Went back underneath there, make sure nothing was leaking. I then got inside of the truck and cleared the computer. No need to go through that, guys. Just take your time and toggle through all of the things that's on your dashboard. It'll tell you to turn the engine off, put it in the run position with the engine off, and hold the oil reset button. I'm hoping that this is my 3rd vehicle since that 2019, that this one lasts, because I kind of like this truck, but seems like every time I put the AMSOIL in there, something else goes wrong with it, and I can't chart the progress of the vehicle. So I'm hoping that you know, any problems that arise is fixable, and I can keep this one for a little while. And the next video should be me pulling a sample at 10 grand and seeing what shape the oil is in. Alright, so stay tuned. This was an oil change for a 2021 Dodge Ram 1500 with the EcoBoost. Alright guys, enjoy. Silly me, I'm getting old. Forgot to tell you, get your AMSOIL products from brook9synthetics.com. And when you finish with the oil change and you finish cleaning up underneath your chassis, clean up top. Get yourself a can of Miracle Wash. It's a waterless wax, kind of like the Honda sprays back in the days for those guys and gals that remember the Honda spray. Spray the stuff works like, I don't know what it works like, but it works. It works good. It works like a charm. Miracle Wash, brook9synthetics.com. Go on the site, sign up as a preferred customer. Get yourself 25% discount on all your orders, and $100 if you spend over $100, you get free shipping. Okay, brook9synthetics.com. Out.
Now,
Alexa, give me information on brook9synthetics.com.
sorry, I'm having trouble. Please try it in a little while.
Alexa, you never heard of brook9synthetics.com?
I don't know that one.
Alexa, give me the address to brook9synthetics.com in Townsend, Delaware.
The address for Brook 9 Synthetics is 242 Edgar Road, Townsend, Delaware 19734. It is
Fucker.
open until later today at 6 p.m.
Thank you.